يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله يا الله. خاص الخاص. Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and all between the binary. This is Get Informed with Wajeeh. I am Wajeeh Lion. Thank you so much for tuning in. We got unboxing for you today. So I like to order my oil fragrances from the Middle East and India. And nice thing when you order from them is they usually give you samplers. These samplers, look how much there is. It's not too much, but I bet you this will last me at least a few months to a year because it's oil, pure oil. This called Oud Imperial. This is called the Touch of Grace. I like Middle Eastern fragrances, especially when they use oil, and especially when they're doing feminine touches. It reminds me of old school fragrances for ladies, where it's like really heavy, leaning on flowers and roses, and you really get that feeling out of this one right here. Yeah, very clean. You could smell some jasmine in there. But I did some of this morning for grounding. It was amazing. And then somehow I don't know how they achieved it, but they have blue oud, which is agar oil. I think it's a different mixes of oil. It's definitely some sandalwood in there. But this is the star of the show. This is called Shammamat al-Ambar Khas al-Khas. Shammamat al-Ambar means amber. Khas al-Khas means the private selection of a private selection. One tola is a measurement. Here it says one tola. If is an old type of measurement of oil fragrances, and it basically holds 11.6 grams of fragrance oil. I haven't opened it yet. It's still in the plastic wrap. You see if you notice, and then it's wrapped with this thing with this rope, and then at the top here it's sealed with wax. Remember when I showed you the video of the Saudi, the what you call it, not the Saudi, the Omani fragrance, some of the most expensive fragrances in the world, and I was telling you one tola of one of these fragrances would cost at least $20,000. That would be the size of this for $20,000. Now this is not $20,000, but people like to get educated. I was hoping the box would give me a little bit more information about. I'm opening it up at the moment. I was hoping the box would give me a little bit more information on what type of amber this is. Is it ambergris? Is it tree resin? Uh, something like that would have been appreciated. The seal with the bird, and this essentially means not it has not been opened with the red seal. Voila. Gotta open this one too. Why am I showing you this? Because we like to do culture education, and part of our culture education in the beginning of the podcast is these type of, you know, basic, silly education where we can teach people basic stuff about the Middle Eastern culture without having to jump into the news right away. Let's see what this has to say. This says made in India, essential oil 50%, perfumery compound 40%, and then 10% solvent. Make sure to secure in a cool environment. For external use only, keep out of the hands of children, alcohol free, which basically means it's all fragrances. Whoa. Yeah, I don't think Americans would like this. It smells like Mecca for me. Yeah, it smells like there's some oud in there, like raw oud in there. It says there's amber in there, but I smell more like sandalwood, a lot of heavy oud. This is, do you see how much oil is on my finger? That is enough. That is enough for you to fragrance yourself. Right there, right there. But to really get the scent out, you want to put it here a little bit and then rub it really hard because, ooh, that's not bad. Definitely leathery, woody, not very, very warm and spicy. Good for the winter. If you are a person from the Middle East, I know Latinos would enjoy this, Latinas would enjoy this because they like oud. If you are a white American, you probably wouldn't like this. You would not probably like this because Americans like spicy, they like leathery, they like like they like fresh stuff. This is not your. This is some hardcore. It's good. I love it, but not your. It's good. I like it. Oof. You see how small this is? This probably would last me years, unless I'm using it every day. But I wouldn't be using this every day. And these essential oil. I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna work for the rest of the day. I would probably mix it with something else as well. It's too harsh on its own, but this is I think this is essentially aged, and that's why it's that concentrated. I wish I have bought the glass container so I could pour it out for you guys to see what color it is, but it is definitely like dark brown into black, which tells you it's heavy and some of the aged concentrates in there. Anyways, thank you so much for your interest regarding my Middle Eastern toy. Let me put this trash away. And now we can jump into the news. If you're joining us, welcome to the Get Informed with Wajeeh. This is Wajeeh Lion. If you are just joining us, let me get you up to date with the news. Kuwait says one worker has been killed in an Iranian attack on building of a Chinese company in the north of the country. The death comes after Iran said it has targeted U.S. bases in Kuwait and Jordan. U.S. forces bombed a building on Iranian's Kashim Island, killing a couple and their 2-year-old child. Explosions were also heard in Kish Island, Bashir, and in 4 locations in the Khuzestan province. Meanwhile, the IRG Iran says 3 were killed in a missile attack on Zanjir province. Talks with the Omani officials are ongoing in Tehran over the Strait of Hormuz, the Iranian foreign minister says. Meanwhile, the Iraqi minister says there is no evidence that recent attacks in the region were launched from its territory. This comes after the U.S. and Saudi Arabia joint strikes on Iranian allied groups in the country. Seems like we're heading toward the World War III every day that we go through this. Israeli forces has killed at least 4 Palestinians, including 2 children, and wounding dozen more than in an attack on Gaza. Oil prices has dropped aimed the Iranian Omani discussions on the Strait of Hormuz, where they have ticked down as Tehran and Muscat trade proposals for agreement governing the management of the Strait of Hormuz, Reuters report. I don't know why people are holding their breath if nothing's going to happen anytime soon. The Brent future fell $1.42 to $1.56. $1.42 or $1.56, if you'd like that better. Ah. Pakistan says it is doing its utmost to bring Iran and the U.S. back to the table under a memorandum of understanding to which Islamabad is a signatory. Iraqi spokesman says there's no evidence. I already said that. Qatari LNG vessel has passed through the Strait of Hormuz for the first time in 3 weeks after one of its tankers was targeted in the waterway. Israeli forces has killed 4 Palestinians, as I said earlier. This is not getting better. Meanwhile, China says it has rejected reports of air defense missile shipments to Iran. China told Reuters that Iran was supposed to receive 400 Chinese-made shoulder fire air defense missiles launched within weeks, calling the account not true, not factual at all. I think this is just China trying to avoid any escalations with its relationship with the Donald Trump administration, and it has no base reality, if I'm being honest. Unfortunately, unfortunately. Meanwhile, the U.S. Senate is set to consider another Iran war power resolution at 15:30 GMT or 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The U.S. Senate will meet to consider a new version of a war power resolution that would compel the U.S. president to end the conflict with Iran, unless he gets official congressional approval for the declassification of war. Congress has struggled to pass this in the past. Democrats overwhelmingly have voted to constrain the president conduct of this war, while Republicans have largely stood with the president, even though in recent weeks, during other votes on similar resolutions, we have seen 3 or 4 Republicans vote with the Democrats. But it's not enough to tip the balance to send a message to the White House that it needs to comply with the terms of the 1973 War Powers Act. Whether or not it passes really comes down to how many Republicans are willing to cross the aisle. So if you want this war to end, call your representatives, call your senators in particular today, whether they are Democrat or Republican, and urge them to pass the War Power Resolution Act. This is a call to action. Today's live stream is open to all on purpose, and it's because this message is to all. It is important for us to let the world know, especially Americans, that they have a say and they can do something about this, and particularly today. If you don't know your Congress representative phone number, you can Google it. It's easy to call your senator. You can do something about this now. Do not wait, because they are planning to go to recess here in 2 days for a whole month. So anything that would pass through the Senate would have to pass until September. We would have to wait until the fall to come in order for anything to pass. So if you need anything to stop the president from doing whatever he needs to do, you need to do it today. You need to focus on your senators today. If you have an extra second, that's all you need to be doing today. Calling your senator, letting them know that they need to pass a war power resolution. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Well, Republicans need to know that they are under fire at the moment. Republicans need to understand that they shouldn't feel safe, nor Democrats. Anyone that is a Democrat that has voted against this War Resolution Act needs to be put in place. Has anyone from the Democrats voted against the War Resolution Act? Uh, and that's Fetterman. What's up with him, huh? What's up with Fetterman? This guy doesn't know how to wear a suit. He doesn't know how to respect the Congress. He doesn't know how to respect the working people. He doesn't know how to respect the American people. He puts Israel first. And then he votes against the war resolution. How do you call him a Democrat? You wearing not wearing a suit doesn't make you a populist, buddy. Yeah. Vote him out. Vote him out. We don't want him anymore. Change him. In the midterm election, we need him out. No more Fetterman. We need a betterman. No more Fetterman, we need betterman. That should be the slogan. Yeah. No more Fetterman, we need better men. I think that's a way better slogan. Someone's gonna steal that. It's okay, you can take it. Betterman, not Fetterman. That's right. We need better men, not Fetterman. Trying to Middle Eastern. Or better woman, that's right. Is that the same type of amber as fossil jewelry type of amber? No, that is not. That is different type of amber. Ambergris is different type of than amber. But I genuinely want to know what's in here because it doesn't say. It doesn't say. Now they come in bigger sizes, but because this is uh, part of the private selection of a private selection, you only get this much, so you can't buy any more. If you want to buy, you have to buy this little. I think it's because it's so aged. What scent? I bought some from Egypt years ago, the best. This is ambergris, I believe, but it smells like it has oud in there, some musk, some, yeah, definitely some real earthy. If you smell it, if you give it to an American, they would go, but because it's so concentrated, I don't mind it. What is the significance of coffee ceremony in Arabic countries? Coffee ceremony is just part of hospitality. You smell the coffee being roasted. You smell the coffee being um, like uh, grounded in front of you, and then you see it being cooked on. Usually, if traditionally, if you're in the on coal, like on or wood or whatever, and gives it to this extra beautiful taste. And by the time you get it, you see the work that's gone to it in front of you. They usually add the little saffron. They add some cardamom. They add some uh, other stuff, some other spices that add extra flavors to it. Arabic coffee from the Arabian Peninsula sometimes tastes closer to tea for some people because it's not that roasted, depending on where you're from. Arabic coffee does change a lot from province to province, between spices and levels of grinding to the amount of roasting that it goes through. It really changes from region to region. When Congress go into recess, will the president try to undo the for 60 days? Yeah, I don't know what the president is going to do other than stupid decisions. May bless his soul, Baba Trump. We love you so much. You are the strongest president in our history. You are you are the strongest. You are a strong man with strong White House, very close to becoming Saudi Arabia. Very strong. We love you. We call you Baba Trump. We wish you amazing life and endless life. We hope you never die. And just leave us alone. Okay? No? Next time. Why isn't it letting me change the setting? It's not letting me change the setting. No. Now I can't see any of your comments. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. If you have not subscribed, please consider becoming a subscriber. If you are not a paid subscriber, consider becoming a paid subscriber. We truly depend fully on your support. Uh, Without your financial support, we wouldn't be here doing this full time for everyone and spending our time so we can keep you guys all up to date. So anytime we get a paid subscriber, it really means the world to us because uh, time is tight at the moment, and without your support, we truly can't do this. India has continued supplying weapons to Israel, by the way, despite a substantial risk that they could be used in what Amnesty International called the ongoing genocide against the Palestinian people. So India is actively now participating in killing of Palestinians and Lebanese people. This is crazy. How does everyone feel about Trump starting the draft? Thankfully, I have not applied for my citizenship yet. And I am disabled. So probably they wouldn't take me. And I'm queer. They don't want gay people. They don't want queer people. They don't want pansexuals. They don't want the transgenders. They don't want those people. They want the straight people that take testosterone. If you're not a straight male taking testosterone, you're not drafted. Pete Hexet has to check everyone's testosterone first, and then they do the draft, Teresa. Come on. You have to update the curriculum. It's not letting me change the setting. I'm gonna go in here. See if I could read the comments from here. I can't even do that. Okay, amazing. See if I could do something right here. Okay. Let's see if this one worked. Now I can read your comments. Thank goodness. I had to change the whole phone. It's okay. Changing phone is not a problem. But yeah, so people will become non-binary soon, and people will be taking a lot of testosterone. By the way, if you don't know, testosterone is steroids. Same thing that people that work out take. You know. So from now on, you need to identify as non-binary if you want to avoid the draft, and identify as he, she, they. Make sure you identify as everything. But then about who's telling Pete Hegseth that we need more toxic masculinity? Anyone? This is getting very homoerotic, by the way. The more Pete Hegseth push for this extreme white, not even white, but straight type of talk, you know? I'm like, have you been to a gay bar in the middle of Kansas and seen how many straight looking dudes looking at going down there and grabbing their drink and hanging out with a whole bunch of non-binaries and trans people? So, and they're all down low, so no one knows. Man, you can't get more true than this saying, you know. Democrats openly gay, secretly racist, and Republicans openly racist, secretly gay. The military is becoming gayer and gayer with Pete Hegseth. And I think Pete, you know, he might be in the closet, just like Trump, and just like, I'm not saying he's gay, I'm just saying he's in the closet. For what, I'm not sure. You could tell. Ben Shapiro in the closet, Donald Trump in the closet, J.D. Vance in the closet, Rubio, Maria Rubio, she's definitely in the closet. You can tell from far away. They're all in the closet. Miss Lindsay, everyone knew her, baby. Everyone knew Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham loved being with trans people, loved being with twinks, and he had his own twinks. Everyone knew that he's gay. So I'm telling you, I swear to you, they're like from now on in the American military, only men in the front line. These men are going to be very, very close friends, roommates. A lot of roommates will be in the military from now on. Mom, Dad, let me introduce you to my roommate. Yeah, we've been roommates for like 5 years now. You know there's something going on after the 5 years roommate. They're gonna reenact Don't Ask, Don't Tell. All of a sudden, you have people in the special forces coming out telling the don't know how to come out. What happened to Boot Camp that was on Netflix? That was a good movie. That was a good show. There was supposed to be a second season, but they didn't make it. I thought it was really good. Let's do this. Yeah, I like that better. You're wondering about oil prices? Let me tell you about the oil prices. They're the same. They just went down 18 cents, a dollar or $1.50. The Arab League, like they do anything. The Arab League never does shit. Let me tell you what they have said. All they do is they condemn. All they do is we condemn. They issue statement condemning. Watch out. Arab League condemns drone attack on ships in Egypt. They have condemned the targeting of two ships in Egypt in the port of Damietta, warning against what he described as cowardly attempt to expand the scope of the conflict in the region. Earlier, we reported that Egypt said drone damaged two ships at the Mediterranean port on Wednesday. It added that authorities were investigating the circumstrike and that no party has claimed responsibility, including Iran. Iran did not say that they are responsible. There's a lot of gay cowboys. I know there's a bunch of gay cowboys. All you need to do is go to Manhattan, Kansas, or go to Lawrence, fucking Kansas. It's called LFK for a reason. Or you can go to Colorado and you go to any of the gay bars there. Country gay bar, you can line dance, country dance all night long. Just to check a football rooster. I don't know what that means, but it's so funny. Colorado's filled with gay country bars. Lawrence, Kansas is where Superman came to hit Earth. You know, he was also wearing a KU T-shirt in the last movie. Superman dropped in Lawrence, Kansas. His ship. You want to see Wajeeh line dance? I need a little practice. I haven't done line dancing in a minute. But if I do a little practice, I'm sure I could do a little line dance. I know how to two-step. There's a bar in Manhattan, Kansas I used to go to called Dirty Dog. Country bar. If you're underage, they put an X on your hand and you pay like a $10 fee to enter and you can dance all night. And you switch between people. And you just find any person, any lady, and you're like, would you like to dance? And they usually say yes or no. I did not learn how to do square dancing, no. My education starts in September. I'll be busy by the end of this month in August for my orientation. So by the end of August for a week, I will be away from social media, mostly because the orientation is a week long from morning to night, mostly. And they show you the university. And because I haven't been to this university before, I've been only to campus maybe like 2 times, 3 times. So I'm definitely interested in checking out all the orientation. There's a day where they will take us to the state fair. I've never been to a state fair in my life, so I'm excited to go and check out the state fair and check out the university and my program, meet a couple of my new classmates and stuff. So I'm definitely excited for orientation. When I was at K State, I didn't do the orientation there because my parents were going there for school. I basically was on campus all the time. I knew everything about the university. I never attended the orientation. I never attended an orientation until I worked for the university, helping out with the international students. So I feel like I missed out on orientation at Kansas State University until like a year or two later on, which I'm excited to now have orientation before my school starts. So it's kind of exciting. One day, hopefully, we'll go to Georgetown. We'll see. Maybe I should talk to Dr. Shushan to see if they would take me. Yeah, I would love to go to Georgetown. Thank you so much. I do not look forward to missing the live stream because I really enjoy doing the live stream, and I will see if there's any wiggle room in my calendar to throw in a live stream here or there. But the this is just for orientation. The thing is that once I start education, nice thing is that the program I'm in is designed for people who are working and studying. It's specifically designed so you can work most of the week and then have a day or two on the weekend where you go to school. So I will definitely have my live stream on Substack after the orientation. It'll be just gone for a week, and I'll be back. But my podcast is not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere on Malcolm Nance. I'll be showing up there, but just for the week, I will be busy with orientation. Nice thing about the Humphrey University is I went there the other day just to, ask a couple questions, and I was meeting a couple of the staffs, the advisors, nothing, no professor. And I met two advisors, and both of them were former U.S. diplomats. I was like, damn, okay. So, like, apparently the Humphrey School of Public Affairs has been sending a lot of diplomats abroad. And as someone who's definitely interested in diplomacy and getting my foot into the diplomatic world, this is exciting to see that the actual staff in the college itself are mostly U.S. diplomats. So we'll see one day at a time. We'll take it step by step. Iran says, by the way, they're holding a funeral for the pilot that was killed in March bombing mission. They just finally retrieved his body. That is the latest news I have for you guys at the moment. Thank you for all the wishes and the good luck. I've read about Humphrey, but I need to do more research around him. I'm sure they'll tell us a lot about him in orientation. Thank you so much for your love. It means a lot to me. By the way, our merch is still up and about, and our store is still selling products. So if you still want to have a chance to buy some of my merch, I'm going to post a message on my Substack channels chat where you guys can find the link for the channel store. I was told the other day, someone was telling me, oh, they ordered a mug, but they received it and it was broken. Go ahead and communicate with customer service. If they don't help you out, I will get involved. But customer service is supposed to send you another one if it's broken. Not my business, but I hope Malcolm shares some of his Substack income with you. Oh no, we are all independent from each other in terms of income. Uh, I'm just a guest on Malcolm's podcast, and that was how I met most of you guys, and that's how most of you guys have learned about me. So I'm very grateful for Malcolm giving me an opportunity to shine on his platform and having the opportunity to meet with everyone like you guys. Do you think the supreme leader is alive? That's a very good question. That's $1 million question. I'm waiting to see any more comments, any more participation. If you have noticed, we've been holding more paid subscribers only live stream because my content is exclusive content. But now, if you cannot afford it, you just have to let me know and I will give you an access to my paid membership. And I have been giving people paid memberships almost on daily basis on the house. If you can't afford it, you can have access to it. But we do depend on people's financial support, so we do more paid subscribers. And I do think it's important to have live streams that are free so everyone can join and learn a thing or two. So I'm trying to create a balance between both of them. But if you do enjoy this type of content and you want to have access to my paid content, you can't afford it, just let me know. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to explain your financial situation. All I need is a message in my DM with the email associated with the account on Substack that you basically use to pay stuff for and stuff. And that way I can add you on the platform and you get the free membership. I'm trying to be fair about getting stuff like that. Do I have a coffee tab? I do have Buy Me Coffee. I also have a Venmo. The Venmo link is on my profile. Buy Me Coffee should be, if you look up my name, you should be able to find me on there. But I prefer Venmo if you want to just do that. It's in my bio. Does the Supreme Leader have children? Yes. Supreme have children. I don't know if we killed them all. Let me look it up. Mushtaba has three children, two sons and one daughter. So we killed his one daughter, and there's two sons. But regardless, Iran is not a monarchy and usually doesn't pass the supreme leadership from one father to another. They pass it based on religious uh, imamate. It's a little bit different. Oh, more breaking news. Saudi defense minister makes the case for de-escalation during Trump meeting. This morning with the Saudi defense minister, Prince Khalid bin Salman, who's the brother of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Sa, uh, was added to the presidential schedule after Khalid met with Vice President J.D. Vance. Then scheduled to meet with J.D. Vance to talk about the Saudi perspective on the U.S. war on Iran and to make the case for de escalation, basically looking at the long term of the greater Middle East. Having this war continue not only jeopardizes people's lives, but also jeopardizes regional security, economic growth, and Saudi Arabia's effort to get along with its neighbors. There has been a very loose attempt by the Saudis to see how it could coexist with Iran after decades of open rivalry. But certainly, this was the message the prince was bringing to J.D. Vance. The meeting with the president was added forwarded as the last minute edition, and apparently the prince used the meeting to deliver a message from the crown prince about the need to de escalate and to give the Saudi perspective on how this conflict can be resolved. The Saudis are desperate. They need this war to end more than ever because they are hurting. I've been saying this over and over again. The Iranians' secret weapon is their ability to control the waterways in the Gulf states, in the region, from the Strait of Hormuz to Bab al Mandab to the Suez Canal. All of these are very important waterways that the global economy depend on, and the biggest parties that are hurting from this are the Gulf states. So I'm telling you, this is not going to end anytime soon. I told you it's not ending anytime soon. If you believe me, you have won your bet. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. It's your fault you didn't believe me. You know, when I give estimates and I give my own expectations of what would happen next, I don't do it based on the fact that I want to make money. No, I do it because I read the scene, I know the details, I have access to information, and then I come up with the game theories. I play it in game theories, I come with solutions, and I go with the best case scenario that would be best for that country. And based on these, I'm telling you, there's no one ending the war anytime soon. There's no one ending the war anytime soon. Gulf states are desperate, but unless they do something drastic regarding their relationship with Donald Trump, nothing is going to happen. Nothing is going to happen if Gulf states continue to please Donald Trump. Gulf states need to make a very strong stand and show the Saudi government that, and show the United States government that enough is enough. Also, if you're just joining us, I've been telling you guys to do one thing and one thing only. Go and talk to your state, not state, to your senators. Call them today. They're supposed to be voting on the War Resolution Act. If they don't pass it today, next time they can pass something like this is in September. So you'll be stuck in another war, in this war for at least another month if you don't pass another resolution act this today and tomorrow and the day after. Khalas, that's it. You're gonna have to wait another month and a half or something. So call your senators, Democrat or Republicans, let them know that you are against this war and you need them to pass a War Resolution Act. 2/3 of Americans today believe that this war is useless. According to AP News poll, two-third of Americans think this is a waste of their taxpayer money. 2/3 of Americans think that this is putting American lives and American soldiers in the line of danger for no goddamn reason. 2/3 of Americans think that they have no control over their country anymore. 2/3 of the country believe that this is going toward the wrong end. Then what are we doing about it? What are you doing about it? Obama says don't boo vote. I say don't boo, do something about it. Run for office. Vote them out. Show something. You are the Americans. I'm not American yet. I love this country. I wouldn't be telling you this if I don't love this country. You are going to lose your allies if you haven't lost them. You're going to lose your bases if you haven't lost it. You're going to lose your strategic resources if you haven't lost it. You are expediting the decline of the greatest nation on earth. Baba Trump, خلاص Baba. That's it. Wallah, we're tired. Gasoline now $5 a gallon, $6 a gallon. What do you want us to do? Most of your cities are not made for transportation. Everyone has to have their own car. You don't do robust infrastructure for transportation. You should have seen the World Cup. Most people had to walk maybe 2-3 miles to just go to watch their game in the middle of the worst summers in history. People are looking at us like we are becoming third world country. By the way, when you don't take care of your people don't take care of you. Our nation has responsibility for us. Our government has responsibility toward us. Their job is to serve the people. Their job is to give services. Their job is to give goods. Their job is to make sure things are going smoothly. Their job is to make sure no cheating in the economy. Their job making sure that people are healthy, making sure democracy stays alive. Making sure democracy stays alive is your job. Anyways, one more breaking news. Iran says it has urged Bulgaria to review reported U.S. air bases access. Iran says Foreign Minister Abbas Karachi has spoken with his Bulgarian counterpart, reported approval for the United States to use Bizmir Air Base for military purposes. According to the Iranian government on X, Karachi has urged Bulgaria to review the decision, while it added that Bulgaria's foreign minister said the country will not take part in the conflict. But that will make you a stupid target to the Iranian government, dumbasses. The reported exchange comes as the Iranian country continues to warn countries against facilitating U.S. military operation aimed at its attack on U.S. assets in the Middle East. I wonder how many Middle Eastern countries are going to be. I wonder what is the straw that's going to break the camel's back. But the thing is, most of these countries know they cannot afford to go to war until something breaks. But even these countries are running out of ammunition, precision ammunition in particular, and don't want to risk their soldiers and don't want to risk their citizens. I mean, like we're having a scenario of Vietnam in the White House for sure. You're definitely having a Vietnam effect in the White House, where they're like, "Oh, we're doing great. No, don't worry. It's a small thing." They don't want to like make really like decisive decisions, afraid of sacrificing this versus sacrificing that. But by the end of the day, they're not going to be winning this war. Anyways, we have reached the end of our episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love your faces. And as always, you must remember you may not fuck with politics, but politics will always fuck with you. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're definitely watching a recording. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you comment, subscribe, and then join us on Substack. We depend on your support, so please consider becoming a paid subscriber. We have a very special one for you tomorrow, where we will be interviewing Dr. Deborah Shushan. We'll have her on the podcast. We'll be discussing the latest updates, and we'll see how we can bring more education to you guys regarding that. It'll be at 11 a.m. Eastern, I believe. Let me double check. It'll be 11 a.m. Eastern. That's right. So I'll see you tomorrow. As always, masalama, bye bye. Well, English, goodbye. Thank you so much for tuning in.